Okay, hello everybody, welcome to the semi-finals of the Gentry Open. We have Sander de Kank on black-red vehicles versus Michael Millis with Esper Blink. Let's just get set up correctly here. There we go. Okay, so we have Sander with his extremely aggressive deck facing off against Michael Millis with his mid-range control-y, I wouldn't call it control, but it has control properties, Blink deck. Oh, and we have Heart of Kiran on turn 2 for Sander, the most aggressive play his deck can make pretty much. But then again, he said he played it on turn 2 a couple of times where it stayed a 4-4 the entire game. With Weldfast Engineer though, I don't think that will be the case. Attacking for 6 on turn 3 with a Vigilant threat. That seems pretty good. I hope that Michael will find a way to fight this, because this is pretty much the single most aggressive start this deck can have. The only thing that could have been added, I suppose, is a Night Market Lookout. Okay, so Michael still considering his options here. Seems fair. I think Seems fair is about the furthest away from how this start is that we can imagine in our format. Then again, Yala won on turn 4 by playing Sahili into Philidar Guardian in his feature match, so attacking with Engineer instead of the Heart of Kiran, and then dropping the Lookout and a Sky Shift on the board. Sky Skiff. How the hell do you write this thing? Too many Sky cards. Sky. Where's the Sky Skiff? There we go. Michael has the Harpooner to get rid of the Weldfast Engineer. Managed to stay on 10 life, but Sander has another Engineer and makes a quick work of Sander here. Okay, the craziest curve we've seen so far. Let's take a look at their sideboard. So again, the sideboard for Sander has the self-assembler package against control, Dunt Operative, Welding Sparks, Grotesque Mutation, Oblivion Strike, Swamp, and a Mountain. Again, I have no idea how Sander sideboards this deck against a deck that isn't straight up control, so I do see the self-assemblers coming in. I like that. We already saw in the game against Yaroslav last round that Michael can have quite a bit of troubles with those. And then Michael has 2 deadweights, 2 tightening coils, 4 decommissions, 3 negates, 3 wretch griffs, and 2 fourth bridge prowlers. And all but the griffs and the prowlers I can see him bringing in. Deadweights to stop aggressive onslaught, even though that 2 toughness is not a point where Sander's deck is sensitive to. Tightening coils does answer any threat. Also make sure that they don't get to crew anymore. But leaving for example, a Weldfast Engineer on the table with a bunch of artifacts that you can't target isn't really where you want to be. Decommission obviously answers any vehicle for Michael, so I'm assuming those are coming in, and negates with the vehicles not being creatures when they're coming in and being able to counter tons of removal will most likely find his way into his deck. So I'm expecting an 8-card sideboard from Michael with this decommissions, negates and tightening coils. Let's see how close I am to the truth here. Okay, apparently Sander taking quite a bit of time extra with sideboarding. He has the shuffle 15 cards into my deck and then pull 15 cards out again sideboard. Okay. So Sander gets pretty much the dream opening for his deck and handily disposes of Michael with it. Now let's see if Michael gets to treat Sander with the same courtesy here. And we're off to the races, both players apparently keeping their opening 7, unless I have horribly missed on a mulligan, which wouldn't really surprise me in the state I am currently. And we have a Ether Chaser to start things off for Sander. Another very aggressive 2-drop. There we go, Ether Chaser. And a Prowler. It's a Prowler. I thought about another card. So Prowler ready to take out some creatures. Enters the battlefield. So the Prowler took out the Ether Chaser, but we have a Renegade Freighter and a PNLR here. Sander only partially having been hindered in his development, but with some blink action out of Michael's deck, this board can quickly become a lot more problematic for Sander than it currently is. So let's see how Michael tackles this particular situation. Vengeful Rebel is coming in. Connects for 3. Now life totals are neck and neck, only 1 point of difference. But that's not how it works, of course. Sander's life total is a lot less relevant at this point in the game than Michael's. 2 mana for a Prophetic Prism. So Michael digging for that extra land. Yes, actually finds it as well. Now Sander again faced with solving the puzzle of how can I punch through as much damage as possible. He has a few options, especially with the top tier there. See a Weldfast engineer hiding in his hand, and there it goes. Posing quite a formidable attack here. That's 7, 8, 9, 10 damage coming in. 2 gets blocked, so that's 7 damage coming through. 8 damage coming through apparently. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 8 damage coming through out of the 10 that was attacking. And Michael already with his back against the wall has another prowler. Prowler to take care of the top tier that's representing 1 unblockable damage plus 2 points of reach there. Now Michael is on the defensive, keeping back his Vengeful Rebel to trade with either the Weldfast Engineer or PNLR. Sander considering to offer up any trade Michael wants. He also has mana available here and apparently did not play the deadweight in his hand in order to have a trick here, so I expect an acrobatic maneuver to come out of Michael's hand. Chooses not to in order not to fall into a trap with removal from Sander. This is again good players playing around not the cards, only the cards on board, but also the cards that might be in their opponent's hands. It's better to take a 1-for-1 trade than to offer up a 2-for-1 by playing the acrobatic trying to play the acrobatic maneuver there. And we have a Sky Skiff as an evasive threat and the Night Market Lookout as a very annoying thing to be crewing. Also realize that Pia makes it so that the Sky Skiff can be flung at the opponent, but with that deadweight, that option is out the window. We're still facing quite a life total swing, and there's an unlicensed disintegration in Sander's hand, so I'm afraid no, but there's no target for it. So the trigger from the lookout, the damage from the Sky Skiff. Michael goes to 3, and I think this card is in Sander's hand as well. Yep, Incendiary Flow. And there's the handshake. We have Sander de Kank in our final of the Gentry Open. I'm gonna try and see